some peace of mind.
If you look at the caption of their video, there is a lot of people on multiple platforms stating that Native Americans voted 65% for Trump over Harris, essentially blaming indigenous people and indigenous voters for the election being lost. Now, I want to note that indigenous people voting for Trump are indigenous people voting for their own genocide and unaliving. But out of over 1.5 million indigenous people in this country, only 23,000 approximate voters voted in this election. It is also worthy to note that Native American and indigenous voter suppression was at an all-time high on Tuesday. What was swept under the rug during the news is that there were multiple bomb threats on reservations while people were voting. Voter machines were broken and were down the whole day, and tribes had to even sue the same day to keep their polling stations open because of the massive lines that they were having because of the voter suppression that was at hand. I want to also note that there is a significant portion of the indigenous population within this country that did not vote whatsoever. Because the sentiment amongst that voter bloc is that our genocide will be happening either way with either candidate, and it's been shown that neither candidate cares for our people. During the apology that Biden did for indigenous people experiencing residential schools and genocidal policies and trying to apologize for that on O'odham lands, my people's lands, 100 miles away, an hour and a half away, he's stealing our lands while trying to apologize for taking our culture away in the same breath. Also at that event, O'odham women, O'odham queer people, O'odham disabled people, our most vulnerable within our marginalized community already were assaulted and beaten by police and tried to be silenced because we spoke out on how can you apologize for a genocide and then perpetuate it overseas against our Palestinian relatives. And if you look and research, our communities have so much solidarity with one another that a couple years back, our own people, our own tribal members went to Palestine and vice versa. To see this type of overwhelming sentiment on putting blame to indigenous voters is kind of lacking context and nuance, because there is a lot of people that felt that we were going to be unalived, and we are going to be unalived either way under Trump or Harris. I think this is a given, but the small sample size of indigenous voters that were tallied in the analytics does not represent us and our perspectives as a whole, as an entire people. So I think that just goes without saying.